Good morning, everybody. I'm here in beautiful Gush Etzion at a school where I help and guide the teachers. I want to share with you a story I heard and that I witnessed as well. I think that the reason sharing these stories are so important to me because I see that they help inspire change. We have to believe we can change. We have to believe that even when something's difficult, even when something's really ingrained, that we can create change for ourselves and change for our children. One of the pluses of my job, I guess you could say, is that I, as an administrator, have dealt a lot with children and misbehavior, children that don't listen to the teacher, children that disrupt the class, children that just create havoc and chaos to such an extent where what happens is a teacher will get frustrated and they will take the child and they'll pull them out of the classroom situation. And when that happens, they usually bring them to me and they're, "Here, Mrs. Isaacs, this child is for you. You kind of deal with them," type of thing. It's not my favorite because I don't believe that an administrator's office, a principal's office, should be the place where a child who misbehaves goes. I like that when my office is considered a safe place, a place that a child can be open and share and just have a great experience as well. But on this particular day, a pre-1A Rebbe brought me his young student, and you could see clearly on his face that the Rebbe had had enough. That this child had pushed his buttons, pushed the boundaries, that the Rebbe had tried and he was done. He could not try anymore. And therefore, his response was to send the child to me. When a child comes like this, there's usually a lot of emotion from both parts, also from the Rebbe's part, also from the child's part. Both of them are frustrated. When the child came into my room, I asked the child how they're doing, how was their morning. I tried to make the child feel a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more open to talking. I offered them a glass of water, and the child and I started to talk. And at one point I asked the child, "So how was your sleep last night?" And he says to me, "You know, Mrs. Isaacs, I didn't sleep so well last night." And I was like, "Oh, that really makes me quite sad to hear." Everybody needs a good night's sleep to be able to function and to be able to do what they can do the following day. When we don't have a good night's sleep, it's really hard. It's really hard to show up and do our best. I asked if he wanted to share it with me why he didn't have a good night's sleep. He said, "Well, Mrs. Isaacs, I didn't eat dinner last night." And I was like, "You didn't eat dinner last night?" And he was like, "No, I didn't eat dinner last night, and I didn't eat breakfast this morning." I looked at him and said, "What? You didn't eat breakfast? You didn't eat dinner last night? You didn't eat breakfast this morning? How is that possible? Not only didn't you have a good night's sleep, you don't have the fuel you need to actually be able to do that which you need to do. Would you like me to get you some food? You know, we have challah roast from Shabbos party in the freezer. Could I defrost some for you?" So this little boy's eyes opened wide, and he shook his head yes. And he said, "Okay." And I went and got him 2 challah rolls, and I defrosted them and put them on a plate and served them with a glass of water, which is what I had. And he literally inhaled them, literally within 30 seconds. I think those rolls were totally gone. And I said, "Wow, you were hungry?" And he was like, "I was hungry." And I said to him, "Do you want another one?" He was like, "No, I'm okay." And he proceeded to bench. And I sat quietly. I was doing my work in the office. And after he benched, he took a few minutes. And then he looked at me and he said, "Mrs. Isaacs, I'm ready to go back to class now." And I said, "Yeah, you sure?" It's like, "Yeah." And he went back to class. And I later followed up and I asked the Rebbe, how was his day? And he said he actually had a great day afterwards. What's so interesting to me about this story with this little boy is, my feeling is, we need to really understand that sometimes we need to understand who the child is. We need to understand where the child is coming from. This child had a real need. He wasn't able to express his need, which happens very frequently with children, in particular young children. But I would think that it also happens when we're quite emotional about something. It's hard to express our needs. And this boy wasn't really looking to misbehave. He wasn't really looking to get out of the class, but he had a need that wasn't really being taken care of. And I think that's so true. I think when a child misbehaves, the first question we need to ask us, what is this child trying to tell us? What is he trying to tell us? What is he trying to ask for? Because when a child misbehaves, many times it's a call, it's a cry, it's a call out. Teacher, hello, Mora, look at me, notice me, something's going on. I think that we have to ask ourselves that. Teachers have to ask themselves that. Parents have to ask themselves that. What is this child looking for? What is this child's needs? Because when we're able to better understand our children and their needs, we're able to meet them. And many times when we meet those needs, we don't have that misbehavior anymore. A child is sick, a child is hungry, a child is thirsty, a child is being bothered or bullied by another child in school. There are many, many reasons that children can feel upset, frustrated, angry inside, resentful, that they don't know how to share. Our job as being the adults in their life is to really help them verbalize it, help them understand it, and help them find solutions to those problems. Here, the Rebbe, when I spoke to the Rebbe later on, he thought there were many different reasons for this child's behavior. He did not think that the reason this child was misbehaving was because he didn't sleep and he didn't eat the night before. What an amazing change. What an amazing story to tell us, hey, wait, take a break. Not every single time a child misbehaves, not every single time that there's a problem with a child, that there's like a deep-seated kind of like challenge going on. Sometimes it's simply a matter of answering a child's needs.